Hello there, great person, and welcome back to Let's Dive into Warhammer 40K. Today we're with the Orks, and I can't wait to find out what they're about. I just know about Orks that they are in other franchises, and they are always a bit let's go to war, something like that. A bit stone caveman-y, but let's see how they are here. And yeah, today we are reacting to a video called Orks Explained by Majorkill, so not Luitin, because I wanted to try out a shorter video, and let me know perhaps if you enjoyed these shorter videos, more like reacting to a shorter, more condensed one, or the deep dives that I did with Luitin. And by the way, as it stands, after this there will be the Tyranids, after that the Elder, sorry, we already had the Elder, the Tau. And if you have videos there that you want to recommend, be my guest. And of course, after that, we'll go everywhere. I've got some plans, but yeah, we'll see. And let's have some fun. Also, like the original video, of course, if you like it. And this video, if you like this video and my reaction and my thoughts and my dumb rambling. So let's go. Okay, so here we go.
Happy October, you Xeno-loving cunts. A few of you are probably like, Majorkill, what the fuck? Surely do Spooktober with the Night Lords or the Legion of the Damned. To which I reply, I make more than one video a month, you stupid fuck, so be patient.
Okay, so is her swearing part of the Orks? Or is it part of his stick? We will find out, I guess.
After lots of pestering from my Discord, the success of my Greenskins Warhammer Fantasy video, as well as a subconscious desire to explain the lore behind an intergalactic sentient mushroom hell-bent on eternal war, I decided it was a good time to bring this.
Why a mushroom? What? Are they fungi? Are they fungi creatures that have possessed weird things and are in control of them now? Why does this orc have a pirate hat? Rule of cool? Or is that something important? We'll find out.
This bad boy out. Now, when I do these kind of videos, I find it valuable to draw similarities to real-life countries and cultures. For example, the Tyranids were America due to their parasitic and world-destroying nature. Norska was like cold Australia because
what? Spoilers, I guess. We did not hear that.
they love beers, fighting, and they have no guns. And Cathay was like China because they're Chinese. So what country has rapid reproduction, is universally hated, full of unreasonably violent cunts that despite being extremely devolved and backwards, still pose a significant threat to everyone?
Okay, I have an idea. I'm not gonna say it. Let's see what he says. You're not gonna make me say this, so let's go.
Fucking North Korea. Kim, you fucking orc. These are exciting times.
He even looks like that. I'm so sorry. I know he's a very intelligent man. Don't get me. He is. He had very, very, very high education, and he's not a stupid idiot. Which I think is, yeah, it makes it more scary. But yeah, okay. So I would have said something else, but close. Okay.
Guys, we're approaching 50,000 subscribers, and I have a few cool ideas. So I know a few talented dudes who do custom designs and shit for hoodies. They handle the merch of a few really well-known personalities in Melbourne, so I was thinking of working with them to get 100 Founders Edition Majorkill hoodies made. The quality will be incredible and pretty cheap because of how piss-weak the Aussie dollar is. I'm going to be getting some designs made, but I need your help.
Okay.
You guys like minimalistic like this, or something really detailed like this? Comment below or message me on Discord. I'll be allowing pre-orders and reservations.
Okay.
Long-term or high-value patrons will also be given first picks or even sent the hoodies for free. Today we'll be explaining the origin.
Okay, so if you want to support him, of course, as well, go to his shops thing and buy stuff. I mean, why not? He seems to be Tyranid, capitalist Tyranid as well. Yes.
The Orks.
He got that one coming.
Key characters. We'll also be looking at what they're currently doing and what they want to achieve. Let's get into it. Back in the day when the galaxy was being ripped apart by the war in heaven, the Old Ones and their elder armies were losing the war against the Necrons and their Stan overlords. They realized they needed warriors bred purely for battle. Hence, while the Elder of old were pretty solid, they just didn't cut it. The Old Ones created the Orks. the ancient and way more powerful ancestor for the modern day orc.
Crocs. Crocs. Does it have anything to do with crocodile? Are they crocodiles or crocodile people that are crocodilian? Let's see.
These crocs were
And is he doing a, salute? You know the salute he's doing? Okay.
smart, absolutely gigantic in size, and helped even the playing field. The war in heaven ends and everyone collectively eats mega dick. The Orks devolve significantly due to a sudden lack of significant enemies, as well as a regular culling program by the Elder.
Okay, so I get it. So they were like bred for war, but it went out of hand because no war was there anymore to like do natural selection. I get it.
A thing to note is that the Orks are not a separate race, but just a mega big dick-roided version of the modern day Orks. Given enough hardcore war and victory, the Orks would likely return and shit on literally everyone. For context, it would only take a couple Orks, or maybe even just one, to body the fuck out of a Crusade era Primarch. For comparison, the OP as shit Orks on Ulanor were starting to become Orks, and these Orks nearly killed the Emperor.
Okay, so that's out of left field. So they're pretty strong. Didn't think they were this strong. Didn't think they could like pose a threat to the Emperor himself. And he said Primarch Space Marine, one Croc again, one against one Primarch, and he this time means Primarch. Like last time it was said, I think Primarch and Primaris was meant. So like what the Dark Elder wanted, the Primaris and not the Primarchs. So I guess I hope this is correct. So one Croc against is like a Primarch. That's pretty strong.
Of all the factions and races within 40k, the Orks are by far the most over the top and make the least amount of sense. See, the Orks run off placebos and are powered by the collective energy called Wah! For example, Orks believe.
Okay, good thing that I adjusted my my audio levels. Otherwise, I would have been deaf now. I'm not deaf. Can still hear him. I mean, not now because the video is not going, but I could in theory still hear him. So the warp. So they are connected to the warp. They are connected to the warp, and I already know from other videos that the Orks are they can. What you said, placebo, they can believe things into being. Does that mean they are their own god? Like, are they their own god? Like, are Orks the god of the Orks? Like Slaneshes? Like, just like their very weird thing? Like, or how is it?
That if you paint bombs yellow, the explosion will be bigger. So when Orks have yellow bombs, those bombs will have bigger explosions. Orks
naturally, of course. I mean, yellow bombs and yellow bombs and red buttons. You gotta get that.
Weaponry, tech, and even themselves are run purely off belief. Hence, when Orks believe in themselves, they grow fucking massive and get really strong. You might be thinking, why doesn't the other factions just try to present the Orks with logic and facts?
Yeah. Why was Ben Shapiro there? Yeah, he says that all the time, doesn't he? Like logic and facts. But anyway, you know we won't go there here on this channel into stuff like that. But what I was wondering is, can they Grammy themselves? Like, can they Grammy themselves, or are they immune to that? And I'm not gonna say more because I don't want to spoil Bleach Core 2. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. You like, and you can answer in cryptic messages, of course, because I don't want to spoil. So yeah, can they Grammy themselves? They imagine themselves strong. So you know.
To try rein in their beliefs, hence nerfing the shit out of them. Well, there's two answers. Orks are pretty fucking stupid and would rather spend time painting bombs yellow than figure out genuine rocket science.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to believe that rockets fly. I mean, why would you? Are they, by the way, just something that occurred to me, are they stupid or are they emotional? Because those are different things. Like a friend of mine is doing research on brain types, and she's like, she wasn't the first, but she's probably the leading expert in that field currently. And you know, there are, it's not really a real brain type, it's just like a psychological thing. And Anyway, so there are people who tend to think systematically in logic and facts, and there are people who think in emotions more. So are they a representation of that, perhaps? I know I'm interpreting too much into green troll things that go ook and paint bombs yellow. But interesting thing, I just, perhaps there's something in the idea of them that's more creative and emotional intelligence without the logic, which I love. I love that.
Also, any attempts to re-educate trillions of angry mushrooms would result in said yellow bombs being dropped on your fucking head.
Why would you call them mushrooms? What's that? Like, were they grown like mushrooms? Is that just a name that I just don't get? And what's with yellow bombs? I kind of want a yellow bomb now. And I want a rocket with a shark painted on it that's very, very strong.
Speaking of mushrooms, orcs are literally an animal-fungi hybrid. This means they have no vital organs, hence are made even more durable by it, and can also survive shit like head transplants. On top of this, they can reproduce extremely fast. An orc who's feeling a bit king dick will shed some spores on the ground, allowing other orcs to grow from there. The heavy flamer is your best friend when you're being charged by a literal army of mushroom men.
That is so cool. I love that. I love that idea. It is so cool. I've never heard that, I think. Neither for a mechanism of orc reproduction and not as well, and never for like a creature that's just a living mushroom that's like, but very humanoid. Like if there's a living mushroom creature, it's mostly like this eldritch monster, but like they are just work. I mean, they're not those orcs, but
To make it even worse for you, a dying orc is actually the best for reproduction, as the spores use the dead orc's body as nutrients. These cunts are literally hydras. An interesting point to make is that the orc's colour of speed is red, so they paint their vehicles red and they do indeed go faster. However, it's not 100% clear if this placebo power affects the other races.
It's painted red. Red makes things go fast. Electrons are blue. If you have, we have to make. Oh god, I had that today in a situation at work where it came up again that many people think electrons like and atoms have these colors, are these colored balls, and of course they're not. Like me saying that is a bit dickish perhaps, but I mean they are just like visualizations, but if they help you understand, that's fine. So it reminds me of this idea of color, of shapes, of gestalts being something that carries something something meaningful. It's so weird. I love that idea. But the beaky buster, why beaky? Who are they trying to bust? Everything? Probably. Targeter. Do they need a targeter? Can't they just say, I target you, you die? I don't know. Bombs with a Z. Big shooter. It's so stupid. Oh my god. They have these shark heads painted on them. I called it.
When fighting orcs, do blood angels move faster due to their red armor, or do imperial fists have better explosives?
I would say yes, if they fight them. I could see that if they are close enough.
It would be a really interesting concept, but it's likely that isn't the case. For example, if a non-orc tries to use orc weaponry on vehicles, it will usually not work, as fundamentally the vehicle and weapon is not made correctly and has little to no science behind it.
Yeah, but that's something different. It is the idea of concepts giving buffs, so to speak, through the warp, which is, if the orcs believe it, it might happen to others as well. But of course, if other people or other beings or races don't believe it, of course that's not working. Why would it? They're not orcs. They're like, because fungi have a certain different biological way of communication or something that might explain why they interact with the warp differently, perhaps.
Empowered through the belief that it works and
God,
nothing
stop
else.
jump scaring me.
Now, all of this
He's jump scaring me, stupid Billy Butcher.
makes orcs seem like a bit of a meme faction. a race of warlike fungi that are just here to have a good time. And look, you wouldn't be entirely wrong. To the Orks, their constant state of war and destruction is just a big game to them, and they don't even realize that no one else wants to play. Orks do not.
Well, I don't know. People that are like worshipping corn are probably up for it. Dark Elder are probably up for it. Though I don't think that they can really feel pain, I guess, because fungi don't have nervous systems, so I guess they don't feel pain. They just feel minor inconveniences when they die, so, yeah.
Hate their enemy. In fact, they love their enemy, as without their enemy there would be no game to play.
Yeah.
Look at Yarok and Guzkill Thraka. One is a commissaire and the other is an orc. They are fierce enemies and have fought many bitter battles against each other. Yarok hates Guzkill with a passion and seeks to kill him. Guzkill, on the other hand, fucking froths Yarok and generally wants him to stay alive so they can keep playing together.
Aww, what a good friendship. At least he wants them to stay alive, to play together, not to be eternally tortured in hell without mouth and body, only with the brain connected to things the dark elf do. Like what are they called? Homunculi. And by the way, someone told me they also had, what were they called? Boogeyman. People, creatures that lived in the shadow, which I liked, the Drakari, but anyway. So he looks to have fun, yeah. This has a lot of fun. And he's like, oh god, just stop playing.
Guzkill has released Yarok on more than one occasion, and even admitted that Yarok has beaten him on occasion fair and square.
It's so cool.
The cunt even said he believed Yarok must have some orc in him to be able to fight back against him.
So what's the problem? Like, if you have orcs somewhere and they want to fight and you send your good fighters that you know they will like fighting with, yes, they're occupied, but perhaps you could tell them, like, if let's say we fight against Dark Elder, they just raid. No, that would not make sense. Let's say we are invaded by Necrons and we know we will be outnumbered. Why can't you just tell the orcs they don't want us to play? If they are here, they will not play anymore. Isn't that like, you just have to be a bit creative with diplomacy, probably? I could imagine that could work.
That's one hell of a compliment. The orc economy is one of the most successful in the galaxy, as there is no extreme poverty and no large corporations to exploit the hard-working lower and middle class.
Yes, because they just want stuff and it happens.
Allow me to explain. Orcs trade in teeth. The bigger the teeth, the better they are.
Okay.
If you're an orc and you need more teeth, hence more wealth, you simply go up and punch another orc in the face and take some of his. Or if you...
I love it. They're so pragmatic. I mean, of course, that's the best. So that's the natural solution. I would have done that as well. I wouldn't have imagined... They are probably not that strong with their imagination that they could imagine a tree growing teeth. Or imagine someone who could create like a homunculus who could create a tree that grows teeth, which is possible, like from some or two poor souls they captured. They could build one of the trees and give it to an orc. Like, that would be some bargaining material there, mates. That's like, I would be the best orc diplomat. And if all else fails, tell them about the color black, which only you know about it. The color black, if you apply it to stuff, will make your stuff invincible.
If you don't feel like dying, you can pull out some of your own teeth and bam, instant wealth. There is value in the teeth of other races, however it follows an exchange rate. Human teeth are obviously of low value.
Of course.
And Tyranid teeth are of high value. You might be like,
why Tyranids? Because they're so hard to kill, or because they're... I mean, the Tyranids, and we have not been there yet. We will be there in 2 days. But as far as I know, Tyranids are also this mass, like it's like a mass. They're hives. I think they have hive minds, and they're like spreading like this mass, this substance through the universe. And this as well, like they're fungi. They seem to do it similarly. Perhaps I don't know. But let's hear him explain it, because he will tell me again, yeah, he's gonna explain it. Don't pause the video. Don't think for yourself. Consume. I will not consume only. I will think. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, why Tyranids?
But Majorkill, wouldn't the orc economy suffer from inflation because orcs grow back their teeth indefinitely and rapidly?
Okay, they can do that. So that is what I was wondering. So you can't give them teeth trees that you have bred from poor sorts you captured in Gomorrah. They just regrow them.
Potentially, but due to being a mushroom, the orc teeth degrade quickly. This not only ensures that there's no inflation, but also that the economy is extremely rapid. Another
And
benefit of the
volatile.
teeth economy is that the biggest and most powerful orcs tend to be the richest, as they can just knock out other orcs' teeth or pull out their own highly valued ones.
Great.
We honestly all could learn a lot from these guys. Beats communism. Now let's have a look at some.
That was so mean. Oh god. That was so random, and I love these kind of jokes, but yeah. I mean, this weird video is still informative, you know? It's like Jesus. It's like, it's not that deep. It's not as deep as Luton. Luton is deeper, you know what I mean? It is just, he is more, you know what I mean. But this was, it's funny. And I think for Orks, this style very fits a lot. I think it wouldn't have fit for other races, but here it really fits.
Some of the most well-known and interesting orcs lurking around. Arguably the most well-known orc lurking around, we have the prophet of Gork and Mork himself, Gazkill, aka the only orc in the universe that doesn't have severe aggressive Down syndrome. Gazkill was
Why
once
not?
a lowly bitch doing what any dumb motherfucker does, until the Fire Nation attacked. And by that I mean until he got shot in the head with a bolter gun. A third of his head was blown off and most of his brain matter as well.
Can't he regrow that? I mean,
Wacky medical orc thought it'd be funny to replace the missing part of his head with adamantium, which for some reason allowed Gazkull to talk directly to his gods Gork and Mork. Don't question it. Hence when
I remember Skorg and Morg, they've been mentioned before. They sounded ridiculous the first time I heard their names, and here as well. Like, why? But I think it is, as I said, their gods are they themselves, and they don't know it. That's my hypothesis. It's probably completely wrong, but I don't care. It would be cool.
When Gazkull awoke, he believed he was the chosen one. As we have established, orcs run off the power of belief. It's actually quite nice, you know, like Gazkull believed in himself, hence conquered the planet and dominated all the orcs on it within only a couple years.
It's also so stupid. It's this, you just have to believe in yourself and you can do anything. It's mostly crap, you know, but if it works for orcs, that's kind of funny as well. It's this emotional argument again, I feel. I really like their theme.
Through a bit of cheeky shit from Eldrad, he ended up attacking Armageddon, hence meeting his arch nemesis slash secret boyfriend Yarrick. It is eventually revealed that Gazkull is not full of shit and is indeed the prophet of Gork and Mork.
Okay.
Gazkull abandoned Armageddon on the behest of his gods and is now running around gathering a fuck-off massive merry band of orcs. If there's gonna be Krorks in like the current setting, it's gonna be because of this motherfucker.
Okay, so they obviously have degraded, so these crocs might come back through certain things.
Another fan favorite orc, we have Tusker Demon Killer, who is so much
Tuskar reminds me of the movie Tusk. It's a horror movie. It's very disturbing. It's supposed to be a comedy. And yes, half the movie is Johnny Depp in a weird costume talking to a guy with a weird accent, but the horror part of that movie is terrifying. I hated it.
much fun that Khorne genuinely likes the dude. Tusker was a stock standard war boss who went around causing everyone problems. That was until some demons got aboard his ship and started murdering his boys.
Oh no.
After Tusker had defeated the demons, he realized something. Demons are extraordinarily fun to kill.
Yes.
Hence he called himself the Demon Killer and went balls deep to the Eye of Terror. When he approached Cadia, the Cadian guard was like, oh fuck, we really don't need to deal with this right now. However, to their complete surprise and shock, Tusker just ignored them and charged straight into the Eye. Now the Eye is a pretty munted place. Most mortals go insane instantly upon arrival, however orcs are too stupid to comprehend all the fuck shit going on.
No, they're not logical, I think. I think because this logic is missing, that might be the thing. I love that.
So they just ignore the mind rape. They went from planet to planet, destroying everything. They burnt Slaanesha's pleasure forest to the ground,
Oh
cleaned
no,
up Nurgle's
not her pleasure forest. No, not the pleasure. How could you?
Shitholes, pissed on tit snitches like crystal shit. Eventually they met their match when they invaded a Cornite planet made of literally only blood. The battle
Oh no, we cannot fight blood. Weird and big poo poo, what we do? And then they imagined blood being alive, and that's how the blood warriors were born. Entities of blood that lust for power and chaos and dead orcs only. And then their myths started to develop.
battle was legendary, however Tusker was eventually slain, but
Oh
not before
no.
slicing off the Demon Prince's nutsack. That would
What?
have been the end of old mate Tusker, but it was not meant to be, as Khorne gained a mighty erection from witnessing one of the more epic battles of our time.
Okay.
Hence every day Tusker is brought back to life to battle the best Khorne has to offer.
That's so funny. Con's like, you know what? It's kind of cool. Like, I give you points for effort and points for style, so just come back once or twice a millennium and, like, entertain me, peasant.
Every day Tusker loses, and you know what? He is pretty stoked about the whole thing. Scarily enough, if one day Khorne lets Tusker go, the whole galaxy might be fucked, as orcs grow bigger and stronger the more they fight, and these cunts have been fighting non-stop.
Yeah.
I would not be
okay.
surprised if they were genuine Crocs by now. No list would be complete without the Beast, or Beasts, because there were 6 of them, and they're a bit of a problem. The Beast was so
Like, they all seem to be kind of a problem. Although, like, not a very terrible problem, just a random problem, you know?
large and powerful that their collective war energy boosted the intelligence of the entire orc race. The Beasts employed the use of attack moons, which sounds as fucked as they actually were. The Beasts formed the largest the galaxy had ever seen since the Crocs, and they beeline for terror, massacring billions of Imperials along the way. Vulcan fought against only one of the Beasts in the duel, and it ended up being with both of them being obliterated. The entire Imperial Fist Legion was brought to its knees and nearly wiped out, and the Imperium was genuinely fucked.
Okay, so first of all, his shouting in my ear is very annoying. But does, like, because I don't know the names here from what this thing like for, like, in Imperial Legion. I think I know what it is. That's pretty badass. But the other person I just didn't know that, you know, so I can't like react to that. But seems pretty strong, yeah.
To take out one of the 6 beasts was insanely costly, like they lost the Primarch doing it. The Imperium was only able to cheese a win by using some wacky reverse energy bullshit to make the beast's head explode.
So is he even saying war or warp? You know, the quality of the video is suffering from that joke. Because I don't even hear what he's saying. Is he saying war or warp? I assume he was saying warp, but then just now it didn't make sense, and the last one here it made sense again. I don't know. Just tell me in the comments what it is. You can use caps. It's allowed in the comments, but if it's in my ear, it's not so cool.
Destabilizing the shit out of the and winning the war for the Imperium.
I still don't know what he
says. The beasts were extremely random. There are another of other fun and spicy chief mushrooms lurking about, but we can save them for another video. The gods of Orks, Gork and Mork are almost as big as memers as Sheogorath. One is brutally cunning.
Sheogorath? That sounds cool. Who's that? Don't tell me. I think we will meet that thing. And Gork and Mork, yeah, they look lovely.
And the other is cunningly brutal, but nobody knows which is which. Gork and Mork are about as one-dimensional and basic as the orcs they call their children. They want to eternally fuck up the galaxy, and in recent times have been taking a pretty direct role in it, guiding Gazkel to build a fuck-off massive to do so.
No, mate, that joke's so stupid, and why does he keep pushing that down? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's so bad. Like, I love the video, but this warp or whatever he does, that's very, very stupid. Sorry, that's so stupid. Like, if I could understand at least purpose, it would be funny, but I don't even know what he's shouting in my ear.
Our creation of the old ones was so unstable. Sure, they could build an army that was more robotic and obedient, instead of being mindlessly destructive. Well, you know, as they say, desperate times, desperate measures. The orcs were a prototype that never got finished. There was not enough time to perfect the orcs and control their reality warping abilities. If the old ones never got genocided, then the orcs could have genuinely ended up being the true successors of the old ones, instead of the faggoty hentai loving elder.
That's interesting. Yeah, so the Elder were the first trial and these are the second one, but it wasn't finished. That's cool. I like that. And also that they built them with emotion and the Elder like with more like logic psychic powers. Like they are the same as the Elder but completely different. You know what I mean? Like they both seem to be psychically connected to the warp a lot. And the Elder through this psychic power and Orc through this emotional power. I don't know. It's so weird, but I love it.
Never would have been born and Chaos would have had its cheeks clapped a long time ago. It's entirely possible that if the Orks evolved a Krork...
Why would you say that Chaos would have had its cheeks clapped a long time ago? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you say that? Like, you can't kill Chaos, it's impossible. Like, you would have to eradicate all sentient feeling things. Does he imply that here, or does he not? Perhaps he has another understanding, or perhaps I'm too dumb for Chaos. Yeah, like I've not, like I did the deep dive on Chaos, but perhaps I just missed something. But why would he assume that Chaos would have been driven like to extinction or whatever? I don't understand that.
And even beyond, they would become a hyper-intelligent diplomatic race. A theory which can be supported by how the Orks were acting when the beasts emerged. They used fucking attack moons, and they even had diplomats during this time.
Attack moons. Oh, I see. I heard the last time attack modes, and I thought, what is an attack mode and why it's special?
What are the Orks trying to achieve? How do they win? Well, that's the beauty of it. They already have. A galaxy in a constant state of war and destruction is a literal paradise. If the Orks wiped out everyone, they would get depressed and just kill each other. I guess you could say that their victory is evolving into Krork.
No, why? You said they would let people go to still have fights, so they wouldn't eradicate anything. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like a bit contradictory what he says.
But they don't even care.
Let me know
about
what's
that.
the right thing.
To tie this video together, North Koreans have no interest in progressing and no goals of domination and victory. They just want to wave their dicks around and declare war on the entire world. Just like our precious Orks. And that does us for today, guys.
Okay, so last part, you know, yes, it's funny to make fun of them, but also they're like in a terrible place, and there are probably many people starving to death, so that's also something there. And yeah, saying it's their own fault, perhaps not. I'm not gonna go into that anyway. Yeah, so those were the Orks. It was pretty funny. Like I liked the video in most parts. It was pretty funny. It wasn't as deep as the other one. I mean, it's only 13 minutes, so I think with 13 minutes he did cover quite a lot in the end. And I like most of his jokes as well. Like they landed better than Bricky's, but perhaps you know, I watched like 3 minutes of Bricky's and I didn't get the jokes, but perhaps now I get them and they could be very funny as well, because the ones he gave me here were pretty funny. Most of them, except for this warp thing, which was atrocious. Like, that was bad. That was really bad. But, yeah, I mean, fine. Anyway, so now we know about the Orks. I love the Orks. It's so random. I mean, by design, apparently. And, yeah, I can't wait to hear more about the Tyranids. 2 days. I can't wait for the Tyranids. I want to know more about them. I know some stuff, you know that, but yeah, Tyranids are gonna go so lit. And if you have a Tyranid video you want me to watch for tomorrow, like, let me know in the comments. And other than that, I hope you have a great day. If you like this, consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and helping the channel out. We're at 1,600 and a bit, so perhaps we can make that 1,610 by Saturday, perhaps. And yeah, okay, also like hit that like button. Like I've heard that if you like a video, it will be recommended. I don't know, but yeah, and only if you like the video, of course. Just don't randomly hit like buttons. That's like stupid. But anyway, I hope you have a great day and see you soon. Bye.